Yeah, we saw a buck uphill and had the opportunity to make a quick shot, and I took it. And looked like he got hit. He jumped and walked over to where he was and couldn't find any sign. And we saw him barreling downhill, so we went down to find his tracks. And we found him. And we found just a really small amount of blood, a single drop, even less. And so we were really going on tracks for a while, and I got Onyx out on my phone and marked every time we found tracks and found a little droplet of blood. And we ended up following him for about a mile and for about 4 hours. And then we lost the trail. The blood dried up, and we followed his tracks, and eventually he moved from dirt into grass, and there's no prints to leave behind, and there was no more blood. He stopped bleeding a while back, and then we spread out and started looking for any sign we could, and we were there for the remainder of the day until we didn't have any more light to see. And it's the first time that's ever happened to me. I've usually had animals drop pretty close by after some tracking, and it's not a good feeling. I've heard, a lot of stories of folks go through the same thing, and it's really hard to relate until you experience it. And it's just a nasty feeling in your gut. I was furious with myself, and I just started going back and forth across that hillside for hours, and we just couldn't find any more sign. We didn't give up. We kept looking, and eventually you just have to sort of come to terms with yourself and realize that we're in really big country, and maybe the shot wasn't that great. There certainly wasn't a lot of blood, and he stopped bleeding, so we lost him.
It's a little squally out right now. Went from like sunny to a whiteout. And it'll be back sunny again here in a minute.
Day 2, the open rebellic season.
Yeah, I guess it's technically day 2, huh?
Day 2 of our hunt.
Yeah, Brian is going a totally different direction. He's going up behind us, way up high where we've seen some elk last couple days. Mm-hmm. And you and I are going up this steep son of a gun.
Yeah, I don't know how the oldest get the steepest. It seems to work out that
we're
way.
Stronger than he is, maybe. I don't know.
But a couple evenings ago, I did see elk up this way, so.
Okay, well, that's good.
There's elk in them there woods.
If I see a big buck that I think you'd be interested in, I'll just track him and mark him, see where if I see if I can bet him.
Yeah.
And then come find you.
Yeah, that'd be good. Better be a bomber. So, my philosophy on hunting, especially a place that we've never been, and just given what we've seen in the last couple days, is there's animals usually, like, we've seen them in a lot of open hillsides. And rather than come up from the trail as fast as we can to get to the top and then glass down, I like to work my way up slow. And I don't know, Brad's style is like bomb it to the top and then glass down, which is good. It works really well for him. But I have my style and it works for me too. Brooks boys are different. And Brian's like a cross between both of us. I don't really understand Brian's style, but it seems to work really well for Brian. I think he's kind of a mix of both. looking up in these benches. We just saw movement through the trees. And there's not a lot of light, but we were able to see through the binoculars. It's a nice bull. It's moving down. He seems to be alerted. There were some guys with horses that were hiking up this other ridge. So there's some competition and some other people in the factory with how they behave, so. But we're in them, so we'll see if we can get on them. And it's about 15-20 minutes to shooting light.
Kurtis is a really good hunter. He's patient, has good instincts. He's also just like a real patient person too. He's like this type of person that like never worries about things. It's like I think I can count the number of times I've seen him stressed out on one hand. Like doesn't carry stress with him. Which is something I've always kind of envied.
It's opening morning at elk season here where we're at. And it's just a beautiful bluebird day. So far, I've got a cow and some other elk I can see off on the far ridge. Over there. I can't tell there's a bull yet, but I bet there is. I can see elk kind of mingling in the trees, and there's one out in the open. So hopefully they'll feed out and I'll get a look at them. Spotted a couple deer, one buck that I barely saw and then disappeared. Kurtis is somewhere below me, coming up. So this is a cool spot. Never been here before. Shrubs, beautiful looking feed, nice open faces with timber. So I'm gonna hang tight here for a while and just kind of glass for a couple hours and see if something pops out. Really hoping Kurtis or Brian gets up today. I'll shoot an elk, but I'd rather they shoot something, to be totally honest. So we're up at the top of these hilltops where it's a little bit bare and there's grass, and the elk like to be in the early morning. We saw a bull right at first light. It wasn't shooting light yet, and it looked like he could smell us. The wind was certainly in his favor, but he wasn't sprinting off in one direction, so he might just be mulling around in these woods down here. So we're gonna post up on this little crow's nest rock outcrop here and get a good view of a few different hillsides. So if he pops out, we'll see him, or he's gonna stay in some timber and give us this light. Man, love being out in the fall on these cold, crisp mornings. Makes it feel alive. So this drainage that we're in, there's just these small pockets of sage. I just glassed dough. That's the thing, it's like everything's on the move, so it's like maybe just sitting still is the thing to do, even though you don't have like a ton of visual. Stare at a couple of openings. I think we might do. They're watching something.
Kurtis is also a very giving person, so like one of the things that Kurtis is like if he's hunting with somebody, Kurtis, he like will always let someone else shoot the animal, like almost like to his own detriment, even if he spots it. And usually the rule of thumb for most most of the time when you're hunting, especially with a rifle, it's like if you spot it, you have the option of shooting it. Now there are lots of circumstances around that sort of dictate that, but Kurtis is there's like a real giving person and real selfless, so he'll always let somebody shoot it. And then, even when he's hunting with people he doesn't really know that well, who have hunted a bunch too, but he's like taking them out like buddies or whatever, and he'll like spot them and he's like basically guiding them. And then sometimes he'll like complain about, I didn't fill my tag, and I'm like, yeah, but you took like 2 buddies out and you guided them basically, and they both shot animals. Like, you need to be a little more selfish sometimes about when you're out hunting, because you don't have like endless time. But it's just the kind of person he is. I think that's that other buck that was with the one Brian shot. Or shot at. He just turned his head and I could see everything against the snow. Way better. Like out away from that piece of dead wall. We got up to the top though, and we started seeing deer. Like, there's a doe and a fawn that had something they were looking at, and I think it was those guys. But pretty soon they just turn and start boogieing.
That doe and that fawn? I saw them boogie.
Right back at us. And then they come right by us. They're going to walk in front, and then they see us. But they don't know who we are, and they like snort. And then they go down the other way. About that time, a doe, looked like 3 does, comes running out on our right, and we're like, what the hell is going on? We're just wasting away the afternoon here, sitting around, drying out socks, and kind of waiting and just watching. I saw those elk I saw this morning, or the cow I saw, and I saw at least one other elk through the trees. Were somewhere down below us, maybe 150 yards. And they're probably in the timber, somewhere bedded down. Who knows though? Heard from Brian. Sounds like he said he had a bull ran past him. Sent me a text message. I don't know what that means exactly. I'm trying to picture in my mind what it's like having a bull run past you and not shooting it, but I guess we'll have to wait tonight to find out what really happened. The other thing too is like the weather right now. It's like pretty nice out. It gets cold at night, but it's been pretty sunny during the day. And tomorrow, I think, is our last day of sunny weather. It's going to get real windy tomorrow. And then there's a storm system blowing in, and it's supposed to snow quite a bit. I don't know how much. Maybe a foot, maybe an inch, I don't know. But I was able to get cell service and pulled up the weather, and it's could get pretty rowdy here, which could be good, frankly. Especially for deer. I think that could push some bigger bucks out. Even though I don't have a tag. A big buck hunter over here. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Big buck hunter over here might be willing to shoot something that shows up. That weather pushes him out.
Can't tell if that's in here. I want to shoot another one. So we were taking a nap and we heard a bugle. And we came up over this ridge line right here. Looked down, there's about a dozen elk down there. It was the elk that we saw the first day. And there was a few raghorns in there, a nice bull, a spike, and a bunch of cows. And we had a bird's eye view of them. And I cracked a shot off. And it looked like I hit them. They all took off. And one sort of was going a little slow. And I could have shot him again, but I actually wasn't sure if it was the same bull, so I didn't want to risk that. So they're around some snow, so we'll go see if we can find some blood here in a sec.
Alright, normally I hate having cell coverage when I'm out hunting because I like to disconnect, but this is one of those times where it's actually kind of nice because we heard a gunshot over where Brian was at. I haven't even read it yet, but he texted me back. I said, "Was that you that shot?" And I'm going to read what he wrote. He said, "Yes, that same herd from the first day. Saw the radio-collared cow, a couple raghorns, and spikes. We'll turn cell back on when we find him." You better kill that elk, man. Man. This is one of those younger brother things where I'm like,
I bet he did.
yeah, I bet he did.
He was, right now, those elk are bedded down. He's probably still hunting through and like bumbled. He's been on them like all day.
Oh, man, I hope he shot one, but like, it sucks losing an animal. Yesterday was his first time losing an animal.
Yeah.
He can't. Like, my instinct is to be like really hard on him and assume that he
The
screwed
worst.
up. Well, no, it's just assume that he screwed up because I'm like, so I feel like I'm pretty hard on him, but I'm gonna assume that he did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, I think he will.
I know. Oh God, it's nerve-wracking now. All right, I think I'm gonna take off. Go back that way.
Okay.
Go back up that ridge, or down that ridge, and just watch till dark. Then I came up.
Yeah.
You cruise down this one.
Yeah, I'll cruise down this guy. See what we see.
Okay.
Seems like there's a lot more sign down in the bottom. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
There's elk around here.
Yeah. Just gotta find one.
Yeah. And I still am curious about what happened with Brian. Haven't heard back from him yet. I don't know. I hope everything's gonna be okay. I really hope he finds it. It's fine.
It's fine. He's gonna find one, and hopefully he's like gutting it right now. Something.
There's
Probably
that positive.
tagging it.
There's that positive attitude. I like that.
Sometimes it's better not knowing until you get to camp.
Yeah. All right.
All
I'll
right.
see you at camp tonight.
Sounds good.
Kurtis is also the kind of person that can pretty much be friends with anybody. He's like, take Kurtis to a party. He's going to leave with like 5 best friends because he's going to talk to all of them. And they're all going to leave being like, I like that guy. I'm not the same way at all. But that is like 100% Kurtis. He's a total extrovert and total life of the party type of personality. So Brad had mentioned earlier that when he was coming up a ridge that's further to our south, he had seen a cow elk and a mule deer buck on this ridge. And he kind of gave us an approximate idea of where they were. He seemed pretty certain about it, but from a distance, all of this looks way open. And now that we're in here, there's a lot more timber. So we're trying to figure out where a good spot to glass would be. I think we'll mosey up here just a little ways. I know it opens up quite a bit over here, so check.
So we waited a while and saw the bull I wanted to shoot, and he was quartered away from me. I had a clear shot right at his vitals, and I took it. And we get down here, we can't find any blood, but I didn't shoot him in snow. Shot him on top of grass, but we can't find any blood. There's tracks everywhere because there were so many elk. So now we're gonna find where they funneled down into these trees and see if we can find some blood on some snow.
We've got 2 or 3 deer, I can't tell, in the trees. They're moving around right down below there. And there was another one across the canyon. Now we just have to wait for elk and hopefully a buck.
So we're just sitting here glassing up elk here in the last bit of light, and there's some herd off in the distance over there, and I was just planning to watch them, see where they go to bed so we can try and get a plan tomorrow here for Kurtis. And I was telling Brian there's a cow on this little knob that he was on. It's not too far above camp, and he pulls out his bino and goes, "Hey, there's somebody working on an elk down there."